Good evening, everyone. I, Dr. Manju Kumari, lecturer physics, New Government Polytechnic, Patna 13. I'm going to uh, tell about guidance and counseling. Guidance is any information or piece of advice given by one person to another. It doesn't means giving directions, nor it is an imposition of one's point of view on another person's. Guidance is more about assisting people to find their way rather than giving instructions or ready-made solution. According to J.M. Brewer, guidance as a process through which an individual is able to solve their problems and pursue a path suited to their abilities and aspiration. Needs of guidance. Guidance based upon the fact human being needs help. Everyone needs assistance at some times in his life. Some will need it constantly while other used in only at rare. The reasons are following. uh, Firstly, psychological reasons, sociological reasons, educational reasons, and many more. uh, some elements of guidance are: it focuses on attention of the individual and not the problem. Guidance leads to the discovery of abilities of an individual. It is based upon the assets and limitations of the individual. It leads to self development and self direction. It helps every individual to help himself to recognize and use his inner resources, to set goals, to make plans, to work out his own problems of development. It is a continuous process. Choice and problem points are the distinctive concern of guidance. There are various types of guidance like educational guidance, vocational guidance, personal guidance, social guidance, avocational guidance, health guidance, etc. Now let us switch to uh, counseling. It is an Counseling is an interactive learning process in which the counselor helps the counselees to understand the causes of difficulties and guides them to sort out issues and reach decisions. The approach in counseling is holistic, social, cultural, economic, and emotional issues. Counseling may be concerned with addressing and resolving specific problem, making decisions, coping with crisis, improving relationship, and developing personal awarenesses. The overall aim is to provide counselors counselee with opportunities to work in positive ways so as to live with a sense of well-being as individual and as members of the large society. There are different types of counselors like career counselor, school counselor, family counselor, marriage counselor, life skill counselor, child counselor, and many more. Some basic components of counselings are: make rapport with the counselor, communication, understanding, change in feelings and expressions, planning of counseling interview. Why we need counseling? When a people require not only reliable information but also an interesting interpretation of those information which can solve his personal difficulties, or when the people have some problem but he is unaware of that problem, he is to be made aware of that problem. When the people suffers the main maladjustment problem or some handicap which is temporary or which needs careful long due to diagnose by an expert. There are three levels of counseling: informal counseling, non specialist counseling, and professional counseling. Some characteristics of counselings are: it is purposeful learning experience for the counselee. It is the purposeful, oriented, and private interview between the counselor and counselee. Counseling process is structured around the felt need of counselee. Main emphasis in the counseling process is on the counselee's self direction and self acceptance. It is only one aspect of guidance. Some media of counselings are regional centers, study centers, face to face contact, interview, letters, phones, radio, televisions, broadcast, computers, teleconferencing, etc. There are different types of counseling, like career counseling, school counseling, family counseling, marriage counseling, life skill counseling, and child counseling. Moreover, there are different types of counselings like directive counseling, non-directive counseling, short-term counseling, long-term counseling, psychological counseling, clinical counseling, student counseling, placement counseling, marriage counseling, vocational counseling, psychotherapeutic counseling, individual counseling, group counseling, behavioral counseling, dietary counseling, motivational counseling, interpersonal counseling, problem solving counseling, educational counseling, personal counseling, moral, religious, and social counseling, counseling in leisure times, self help group counselings, peer group counseling, and many more. Phases of counseling. There are 5 phases of counseling. Number 1, establishing relationship. The phase 1 is establishing relationship. Phase 2, assessment. Phase 3, setting goals. Phase 4, intervention. Phase 5, termination and follow up. uh, I think a counseling person may be a, teacher, principal, medical superintendent, etc. Any person may be uh, mm, help as a counselor. Um, Thank you.